Welcome to No Match for a Blaster, a Star Wars role-playing podcast. Episode 2, Trouble at the Old Janson Place. I'm your wretched hive of scum and villainy, as well as your host, Edo Davis. If you like the journey so far and are having a good time, please consider liking and sharing us on iTunes. Also, reviews help us immensely. Somehow. So please make sure your seats are in their upright position, bowcasters are stowed in the overhead compartments, as we jump to light speed.
Previously on No Match for a Blaster. With Exodus Day 2 upon Hoban, our heroes enjoyed one last drink in the Decanter Cantina. While residents of the moon fled for safer pastures, Remi and Kasi welcomed Camiya home from her years at flight school. Meanwhile, trouble brewed on the frontier. Sensing weakness, the bandit crew Sandstorm had begun to prey upon the fleeing residents of the small moon. With the local police force busy keeping the docks safe, it will be up to Marshal Drobash and his friends to protect those who remain.
You start driving through the streets of New Isley, going towards the edge of the city, and you see people milling through, moving towards the landing zone. But for the most part, it's pretty quiet. As you just reach the edge of the city, it starts opening up, and you see the wide, expanding horizon of Hoban. It is orange, with some browns, more browns. The sun beats down, not unrelenting, but it is harsher on... You do see vehicles off on the horizon. Looks like they're coming toward the city. But then you see plumes of smoke coming from one of the outposts 10 kilometers away.
You said plumes of smoke coming from there?
Yep.
Is this a open-top speeder, or is it all enclosed?
It's enclosed.
Remi just kind of points over to the smoke, and he says, we better check that out. Shifts gears and directs the speeder towards the outpost. It's essentially like it used to be like a comms array, but that hasn't been super useful, so it's been turned into like a granary.
Is it my old Imperial outpost?
No. So you go, boo, off into the horizon, nice star wipe. As you start to get closer, the smoke is still billowing out. You see 2 wrecked speeders on their side, but you don't see anyone moving around. 2
wrecked speeders on their side, no bodies.
No bodies. Sorry, okay. No people moving around.
How far can we tell, what's smoking? And
yeah, it's coming from the outpost itself. So it's kind of this, spiraled gantry around this kind of standalone building. The standalone building starts at about the 3rd story. Everything below that is kind of this skeleton structure of walkway and bracing, Durasteel bracing. But once you get up there, it's then you have a small 2-story building about the size of a house. And off the top of that, there's some communication arrays, and from the building itself, you see smoke coming up. Thick, black, billowing smoke.
Do these you can tell me if you want me to roll at any time, but do these speeders look like anything special about them?
Let's do a roll. We haven't done a roll yet. Let's see what...
All right.
Whatever investigation or whatever the heck.
Also, do we know who lives, or, who's usually around that outpost area? Is one of the local farms... one of the local families live there, or...
Yeah, there's a family that essentially works as the mill. The Jansons.
Wait, isn't that the old Janson place?
The old Janson
yeah, I think it is. Do you want the perception check or the vigilance check?
I guess perception. There's no investigation. Yeah, let's perception then.
Alright. That's less... but it's fine.
Oh, I didn't give you a difficulty.
Yeah, to get a difficulty on it.
This is an average difficulty, so 2 purple.
Alright.
I evened out. Or no, I got threats.
Wait, there
you got failures and a threat. We're not doing well.
Oh.
Cassie's on the ball. There we go.
Did you want all of us to roll that? Let's see.
We're all here.
So I'll use this time, but if you guys are working together on it, what you do is you do a combined pool. Of the most greens and yellows, and then one person rolls that, and that's what.
So just does. Cassie rolls, and then.
Well,
Cassie
in that
has
case, yeah, it would be
both
me, in which case we
bias.
won. So,
Well, it's. I feel like we kind of already rolled though, so.
All right, so
obviously we're cheating the system. I'm just trying to help us get away with it.
so Remy, you're pretty sure that
Well, I mean, I'll just tell you basically what I was looking for.
Okay,
and,
yeah, sure.
And you can say that, like, since I failed my roll, I don't see any. I can't tell.
Yeah.
But basically, I was trying to see if I could tell who these speeders belonged to. And I mean, I'm not really necessarily stopping because you said these were kind of far from the outpost, right? And I didn't see any bodies, so I mean, I wouldn't probably stop the speeder and then get out and walk all the rest of the way.
it's. I mean, I would say it's maybe like 50 yards from the outpost.
Yeah, I don't think Remy would get out and walk the rest of the way.
Yeah, it's the local mechanic. Oddly enough, you know, if the speeders that are on this planet tend to start looking the same because there's one mechanic with a certain amount of resources, so everything starts to kind of look the same.
Basically, I was just trying to see, is it locals or is it Sandstorm speeders?
You're not quite sure.
Was I able to tell anything? Or does that
Yeah, you're able to figure stuff out. You're able to you can see that there's there's marks that like one tried to fishtail the other one and rolled over, and then based off that, this one ate into its like bumper and went flying also. So there was definitely like one was doing an aggressive attack on the other.
So that guy definitely drove into that guy over there.
Yeah.
Which I will point out to, my less mechanically inclined friends.
Remy doesn't say anything. He just kind of keeps looking ahead. But you see Imp, who was on his right shoulder, kind of scuttle along to the other shoulder and look out at the wrecked speeders.
In that case, she looks at Imp and like points to the wrecks and like, look, right there, you can see where they collided.
Screen?
Totally.
Screen.
I see you and the
You see it.
lizard have a really close connection.
Oh, he likes mechanical things, I like mechanical things. It's a common interest.
Is Imp, is he green? Did he give me a color?
He's green.
Okay.
Camiya will pull her her blaster rifle onto her lap. Camiya is this kind of tall, thin, small woman with this large blaster rifle just resting in her lap like it's nothing. Marshal, are we aiming to stun or should I set this to actually hurt whoever we come across?
Yeah, I guess that's a good point. We should probably set these to stun, I think.
Alright, if you say so.
Just in case there's some civilians inside.
Cassie picks up her big shepherding stick, pretends like she's finding a switch, and just says, click, out loud.
Oh.
Okay, I'm set to stun.
Your mom's gonna kill me. You're going in here with a stick. That's all you have? All you have is a stick?
My mom didn't give me a gun.
Yeah, but you don't have to come.
What am I going to do? Get this far and then, wait in the speeder?
I mean, you could.
Yeah, right.
Everybody, let's do a group perception for identify about the outpost from now that you guys are focusing on it.
I have a yellow in perception, so we can.
Well, yeah, I've got a total of 3 greens, but I also have a yellow, so I have a yellow and 2
Okay,
greens.
so yeah, Cassie just by herself has the whole thing.
So 2 purple again?
Yeah.
Totally not seeing whatever it is.
Wow. Get it together, Cassie.
So there's obviously nothing we can see here.
Okay, but you do.
I think there's too much smoke to really see much.
I got advantages.
Yeah. Okay. What do you want your advantages to be?
I think one should be because there's so much smoke. If there is anybody inside, they can't really see us coming either.
I will acquiesce to that.
Yeah. So it looks like the gantry that goes up is fine, and the second floor of the building is out of those windows is where the smoke is billowing and curling up and then going along the antenna tower. And there's random piles of like boxes and netting and stuff like that all around it. It's a very lived in, like at one point this was a very clean metal, like military built 2-spec kind of structure, but because people have lived there, it's just been filled with things and stuff.
Okay, I think maybe another advantage would be that it's like mostly smoke, like it's mostly just thick, dark, black smoke.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a lot of fire, so we don't have to really worry about like getting burned and stuff like that. All right, I said 2 advantages. So
also, you don't see any other vehicles around.
Maybe they've already cleared out. Do you think the Jansons are still in there?
I think we should find out.
I think we should find out too. And Remi pulls his neckerchief up over his nose and mouth.
Nice.
And starts to walk into the smoke.
Does he look really cool doing it?
Totally. There's like just the tiniest bit of wind to just below the duster out, just a hair at the bottom.
Nice.
As he's walking in.
You start walking up the spiraling metal stairway up to the building. Most of the windows are blown out, but you can see into the first floor. There are some larger Durasteel kind of closed cylinders. And if you look on the ground, you do see like some trails of blood that are kind of crisscrossing. It's kind of hard to discern where it's moving towards. So remember, the floor is about the size of a house. So you essentially can see into...
This is like the ground level.
Yeah, you can
floor.
essentially see into like most of the rooms through the windows.
I think this is going to be where... Okay, so since Remi is there for the people, he's not... I mean, he'll maybe take note of stuff, but he's not going to go like snooping through like you would if it were like a video game, for example. Okay. Not right now. I'm not saying that he won't, maybe later if they're dead or something, but for right now he won't.
Maybe later if they're dead.
Right. So he's gonna
maybe later if they're dead, I'll loot their homes. As you do.
As you do.
Well, this is a game after all.
No, yeah, you.
Yeah. And something tells me we won't be here long. So, we may need some supplies. But anyway, let's see. I'm trying to decide here if he should be stealthy or if he thinks is this a rescue thing or is this an ambush? And I guess, you know what? I haven't decided yet, but there's some blood.
Mm-hmm.
Is it going like 2 different directions, or
it looks
like all over the place?
It looks like it's been dripped and then like stepped through and then stepped through and then stepped through.
I'll make this a little easier on you. I don't think Camiya has the same instincts as Remi does. That this might be an ambush, and she might be going in calling for people. So.
All right,
so,
Remi,
because she's worried that like she knew these people, they're neighbors essentially. She probably went to school with one of their kids, and is like, let's see, Trevor, Maria, you in here?
You hear no response.
Anyone?
Every minute or so, you hear this weird kind of like, like this kind of like. Very dull. To Cassie, it kind of sounds like a car kind of almost backfiring for a moment, but in kind of a very hollow sound. And you feel like a low pressure wave coming from the floor above.
There's something mechanical upstairs, maybe.
Anybody?
Causing this fire. I'm going to leave Cam looking here, and I'm going to go up to the second floor.
Okay. You start walking up. The smoke's billowing out pretty well. Give me
Remi obviously would not. I don't think he'd like Cassie go by herself, so he would go, and the noise was coming from up there, so he'd probably go check that out.
Okay. So I'm gonna need two different things. I want someone to give me a knowledge farm working-ish kind of stuff.
Outer Rim?
Figure out what that would
Outer
be.
Rim?
And
or
then yeah, that'd be fine. Outer Rim would be fine, actually. No, Outer Rim works.
That's better than me. I've only got 2.
I've got 3 greens.
All right, you give me that, Brandon. You give me the notice thing, the perception thing. Difficulty for the farming thing is 1. The thing for
is
the
it
notice
vigilance,
thing is 2.
or is it perception?
Perception.
Do you want my perception?
You're looking
or
around.
Cassie's perception.
Yeah, just you. She's noticing.
Okay, 2 purple and my perception.
Cassie got 2 advantages, so you did not succeed into figuring out what the thing that I wanted you to figure out. But
for some reason, it only rolled 1 purple for me. Oh, there it goes. Oh boy. Oh wait. Actually, I still got 1 success somehow. Wow.
Hooray!
That's like almost the worst purple you can
worked
roll.
out.
So for Cassie, whenever you hear the like, you see it kind of blow out on the far corner of the building, and you see the smoke like build up and plume out even more there for a moment. So you can kind of like figure out that it's on the far corner of the second story. Remi, you notice that whenever it goes out, even though the windows are blown out, because there's this like oxygen suck, for a moment you can see a little deeper into it, and you can actually see a bit of a silhouette of a person on the ground in there.
He'll rush over and see if they're okay. See who it is. See if they're okay.
Do you have the goggles that are on your character?
I don't think I bought goggles. Let me look.
Because you do have a closed top vehicle speeder, which might say you don't have goggles. But then again, if you do want to have goggles, that would also make sense.
Do not have goggles. I have a breath mask, but I think that's more for like outer space stuff. But I could probably have used it in here. I don't see why I couldn't have used it.
Yeah, you can do that. So you want to run in?
Well, I mean, we already said there's no fire. It's mostly just smoke. Well, I mean, if somebody's there, yeah, I have to go check. I mean, unless there's like, there's some danger, like literally right in front of me that I can't, that I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like you haven't told me about.
The floor is not engulfed in fire. That was your advantage. But there definitely is a fire in there. You're not feeling like crazy heat coming off of it. It kind of looks like if it was like an oil fire almost.
Okay. Yeah, I'll rush over.
So you will go in. You know, you have your bandana up and you're breathing through it, and you know, you kind of cup your hand over your eyes and you're moving through. You have a pretty good thought of the layout of the place. You go and you reach down and you put your hand on a knee. You're able to find the I don't know if I'm supposed to say person or body. Go for it.
Wait, I mean, you tell me. I don't know if they're. Okay.
Well, what do you do?
I find their knee. How big is it? Like
a
child's knee, like burly man's knee, or
it's about the same, height, weight as you.
Debate knee sizes.
Okay.
Pretty muscular male body.
Okay, I gently kind of shake it, and not like real bad, but just to see if they're arousable.
Is that Trevor?
And I say, are you okay?
Body is.
Do I have medicine? Oh, I do have medicine. Great. I check for a pulse.
Very, very, very faint.
Okay. Can I see any more of them, or is the smoke too thick right here?
It's pretty thick where you are. Like it's hard for you to see. It's a good thing that you touched the person.
Okay, I carefully you know what? I carefully go around them and use my forearms to support their head and try and pull them like from their underarms, basically out to where I could. Do you want me to do a medicine or athletics?
No, you just drag him out. It's fine.
Okay.
Because you're not doing anything weird. You should be able to drag a person your own size.
So I do that.
Yep.
Where
you pull out back onto the outwalk gantry system around the building.
Yeah, we're somewhere kind of clear of the smoke and stuff.
Yeah. So there's this kind of like 6 foot wide graded catwalk thing around the building on each floor. So yeah, you pull them out. Camiya, what do you do on the first floor?
I'm looking around. Like, are there multiple rooms and stuff that I can look through?
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna search around. I'm calling for the people I know from this family, because we grew up here. They're neighbors. Trevor, Maria, Addison, are you here?
No, you don't hear anything. You see their effects. It looks like stuff's been rifled through, picked apart. You do see, like, in the center of the floor above you, there's this kind of bowed piece of durasteel kind of cracked and domed towards you-ish. And you see that there is a steady stream of grinded flour kind of coming down in a very thin kind of wispy thing. So you have him on the gantry. It's a like 22-year-old, corn-fed farm boy kind of, his biceps are as big as your thighs kind of kid. His head like falls back. His face and hair and clothes are very, very soot covered.
Is he breathing? I just kind of do a quick scan to check if he's breathing and if he's bleeding from anywhere, because I already checked the pulse, but he said it was super faint. So,
give me a medical.
2 purple.
Yeah, this is easy. This is 1 purple. He has a kind of a gash on his head, and his arm looks like it had been kind of his forearm looks like it had been broken and is wrapped up hastily. He is breathing in very irregularly, very shallow, and does not seem very responsive. In his hand is a concussive grenade.
Okay, I take that out of his hand, put it in my pocket.
Okay.
AKA my inventory.
Yep.
And
just looting people already.
Well, if he wakes up, I don't want him just to detonate that thing on instinct. So yeah, if I think that's mostly it's just a smoke inhalation. He's kind of out of it now. It's kind of like, I'm assuming I dragged him to somewhere that was kind of clear of the smoke.
You can take him all the way down and away from the outpost.
Well, I just want to, like, if it's just that, I think he'll be okay. I'm also worried that there may be more people inside. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to go back in and check. And Cassie's still in there, too, as far as I know.
I'm going inside, so while you're dragging him out, I'm gone in, because I want to get to this machine.
Okay.
And, ideally I want to shut it down, so, I don't know if that means a roll to figure out, like, what it does, or...
Okay. You go in. First, give me a, what did I use? Was it vigilance? Vigilance to see how you're dealing with the whole hostile environment and stuff like that.
How many purples?
It was 2, I believe, right? Okay, yeah, you're fine.
Yeah.
You got it.
Because you have, okay, so you succeed. The threat is that, like, so you, like, it was pretty rare with, so now you're starting to hear, like, every third one, it kind of does this kind of like a,
Well, that sounds like it's getting worse.
Yeah. But you feel around, you get to, like, this, this kind of machinery thing, like, it's very hard to see in here, but you can kind of put your hands on what you feel like is bracing for a large kind of machine. And, do you have any goggles or rebreather or anything like that?
Heck no.
Okay, so you're going to have to stay very, very, very low.
Yep.
But you can give me a mechanics if you want.
I would love it.
Okay.
With how many?
This is going to be 3 because you're going almost purely on. So you can see. So the lower 6 inches or foot of space you can see almost cloudy. But aside from that, you're going purely on feel. And while things are pretty hot, it's not absolutely unbearable burning from where you can touch right now.
I didn't fail.
You did not fail. You did not succeed, though. You're not sure what this is, but you put your hand on it, and you do kind of... you're feeling around, and you get this weird kind of feel to it, and you pull your hand back, and your hand looks like it's been absolutely coated with the finest kind of like flour almost, but it's like this kind of tan gray flour. And when you pull it back and like bring it close to your face, it actually tastes like a little sweet.
Ew.
Like the air, like you bring it close and like
Cassie, are you licking oil again?
no, it's like, you know how like you can smell something, you know, like
yeah, and you can kind of taste it when you smell it.
Yeah, it tastes like kind of sweet, like saccharinish.
Shut up, Cam.
Yeah, no, Remi goes back in to, again, see if there's any more people in there, and just to kind of make sure Cassie's okay, too. Yep. Or make sure she gets out okay, eventually.
Yep.
Is what he's coming.
Yeah, you do a bit run through of the thing. You do find, like, you know, like a coat and, like, a blaster, like a light blaster pistol. But for the most part, it's just stuff, and you don't find any other people. And then after that, you can get to Cassie. Camiya, what do you do?
So I've looked around. I don't find any people downstairs at all. All right. I'm gonna go and try to find the others. So I'll start going back upstairs. Cassie, Remi, did you find anybody? There's no one down here.
It's in this kind of weird, echoey kind of thing, because of the smoke and the popping and the, you know, talking through all this. But you can hear her.
Found a machine that's broke. I think it's the smoke thing.
We found a boy. He's on the gantry outside. If you wanna get him a little bit further from the smoke, I'm gonna go on up and see if there's anybody else here.
Okay. I'll go up and see the person. Can I recognize him?
Yep, that's that name you said earlier.
Sure. Trevor!
Trevor, this is Trevor.
Yeah, it's Trevor. named apparently, for A, first name I thought of. B, apparently after the Toad from Harry Potter. That's the only other person I can think of named Trevor.
Jeez, that is the most normal name in Harry Potter.
It's Neville Longbottom's Toad. He's called it Trevor. Anyways, oh, it's Trevor. Is he okay?
You reach him, Remi, you get to Cassie, and like you can kind of put a hand on her shoulder so she knows that you're there. You guys are hunkering pretty low, and all of a sudden, and all of a sudden you hear this big doo, and you feel this like concussive wave like hit your chest, and your ears are like ringing. You guys hunker down.
Can we get blown back?
No. It's just like this thud. It's this concussive wave that kind of hits your chest and almost knocks the wind out of your chest. It didn't have a lot of force in that way. It felt like a small explosion that happened within another that was still semi-confined. From the outside, Camiya, you like see the Durasteel like sheets that cover the roof of the building that go up that happen right before the antenna array goes up. They actually like fly up a bit and then slide off. So you're having these big sheets of steel like kind of slough off the top and fall down the 4 or 5 flights.
Oh, are any of those coming in my general direction?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Okay. I need to get me and Trevor out of the way of these falling sheets of steel. Then, probably while yelling, "Cassie, Remi, are you okay?"
Did you say Trevor? Is he okay?
He's alive.
Yeah, give me a coordination difficulty 1.
Yes, I can do that.
You two give me a resilience difficulty 2.
I succeed.
You're like you see like a sheet kind of pop up like 2 inches and start sloughing towards you, and you step out of the way as if like, you know, not razor sharp, but sharp, flat piece of metal slides towards you. You move out of the way, and it goes right off the edge. Remi, you take 2 strain.
Okay.
And both of you put your faces like against the ground to like the wind was knocked out of you, and because you have to take you had to take that moment to get your breath back, you get really close to the ground, and you can feel that the steel plating of the floor is like getting warmer. And actually, Cassie, you can see like underneath the big piece of machinery that you're in front of, you can actually see the ground kind of dip down, and you can see a little bit of glowing metal only about 10 feet in front of you that bows down to where Camiya was before.
Remi, get on out of here. I've got this.
I'm going to say that since I failed with a disadvantage, right? Or failed with a threat, rather.
Yeah, so I made the threat that you guys had to like...
Oh, you did? All right, Cassie, I'm going to go up and see if there's anybody up there. But I'm going to come back. I'm going to come back for you. So hurry up if you can. Okay, so I didn't see anybody at this level. And nope. Camiya searched the bottom level?
Yes.
Yeah, and she said there was no one there.
Okay. So, yeah, I guess, I mean, Remi really doesn't like leaving her, but he's really no help. He says, look, if you can't get it fixed, just let's get out of here before this thing blows.
So both of you are helping to get Trevor downstairs and away from the structure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, where's Cassie? Did you leave her in there?
She's right behind me. She wanted to fix.
So I want to try one more mechanics check. Okay. And if that doesn't work, I'm getting out of there.
So you can use a light side dice to increase one of your green to a yellow.
I know you want me to do that. So, but I'm not going to. This doesn't seem like it's that kind of important.
Okay.
Unless you're telling me there's some major clue right here that I need to be able to save it to learn.
Well, I have 2 dark side points, so like me trying to say you should spend a light side point, I have plenty to play with as is.
That's just greedy.
I know, exactly. I know. I've met Ito, so I know that he's also looking for more. How many purples is it?
3. Can you think of something that would give you an advantage? I'll tell you what. On your way out, Remi, if you want to give your rebreather stuff to her, because right now she's just muscling through it.
Yeah.
I'll give you a blue die if you did that.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that.
Sound good?
Sounds good.
Okay, so 3 purple, 1 blue, and whatever your skill is. Skill and stat.
Failure with an advantage.
With an advantage, though. So you screwed up, but not that bad.
So
what I would like...
Go ahead.
What I would like the advantage to be is that the floor comes apart in such a way that I slide down to the floor below, and I'm able to scoot out of the building.
Okay, yeah. So it starts... So you, it goes boo, and then what you do is you kind of see these cracks forming in the steel flooring, and that the red hot metal is peeling apart, and you actually slide down on this hot bending metal, but it's only for a second, and you are absolutely coated in that fine powder. But you do land on your feet on the floor below. You can look up and you see this, you can see the machinery above you starting to dip and bow and start to come loose of its rigging.
Yeah, I'm gonna run out.
Run away!
Yeah, pretty much.
You get about, you get halfway down the gantry down to the ground floor when you hear another do, boom, this massive explosion. Give me another thing you guys did for the last explosion.
I think you gave her a vigilance.
No, resilience was out.
Resilience. Give me another resilience. 2 difficulty, average.
For who?
For her. You guys are already clear.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because we got Trevor away. Oh.
So you hear another do boo boo boo, and it's growing, and there's more and more and more, and where you see the smoke get billow out and out and out and out, and you feel this concussive wave. Even the 2 of you that are like 30 feet away from it. You hear the concussive wave like hit your chest, and you kind of take to a knee. Cassie, you're running down. You hear the and you brace yourself. You hold on to the railing, but then when that concussive wave hits you, it throws you down, and actually the railing comes away from the stairs itself, and you're thrown, and you drop about 12 feet with the force also. You are going to take 5 damage, which you can soak partially.
Okay.
So take your soak. Remove 5 damage and then remove your soak.
So I take 3.
So you take 3.
Cassie!
Ow!
I'll drop Trevor and go see if she's okay. Well, apparently we took to a knee already, so he wasn't that far above the ground.
I was about to say, I hope you weren't holding his head. I hope you had his feet.
And you
Sure, I had his feet. You had his head, and I just dropped my part and ran to go see if my cuz was okay. You don't do that.
Frack. Ow.
Are you broken anywhere?
I don't think so.
So, like, she'll offer down a hand to help her get up.
And this powder stuff, it's white.
Mm-hmm.
And she looks at her hand.
It's like tan. It's like how to put this?
She looks at her hand, kind of turns it backwards and forwards, and she looks up and goes, "Oh, I'm human."
Wait, wrong word. Use a substitute. Dracum.
It's exactly the color like foundation. Yeah.
Oh, Shab. I'm human.
She'll grab your hand. She'll kind of grab you by the wrist and like helps pull you up. Just like, yeah, you're human now.
I'm partly broken.
Sorry, I didn't know. I didn't want to be the one to have to tell you. Camiya will assume this means she's fine, and we'll go back over to the guys over there, to Remi and Trevor. We're sure there was nobody else left in there?
There you are getting like showered and mildly pelted with like random things after the explosion. Like you get hit with like, the charred severed head of a teddy bear. You see that jacket from the second floor fluttering down.
That sentence started off so much worse, and then you went teddy bear, and we're like,
what are you
talking about?
Yeah, I had that same.
Jeez.
What are you talking about?
Roller coaster.
Yep.
Charred with a charred severed head.
I'm a teddy bear.
Oh.
We missed someone. Oh no, teddy bear.
That used to be Trevor's teddy bear. He's going to be really upset.
Random things kind of fall to the ground. There's the
I had a little crush on Trevor years ago.
The bent light plaster hits the ground. The coat from the second floor flutters down.
But did you say you had a crush on Trevor years ago?
Yeah, he totally did.
He was okay.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
You can try and medical people.
I can try again.
Cassie has damage on her now.
Oh, right.
Yeah, Cassie got hurt.
I'm going to, I'll just do a quick medical check to see if I can help Cassie out. Because she took 2 damage, is that right? Ultimately? 3 damage.
And what's your wound threshold?
Like 12.
Okay, so that is an easy medical check.
Oh, 1 purple.
Yeah.
I got nothing.
So
I think that means I think she looks okay. So I don't do anything.
You can like the bumps and bruises and bruised rib. Like you just can't think of what to do to help.
So I think that means Remi says, "Oh, Cassie, you had me scared. I thought you actually got yourself hurt."
Each of you recover 1 strain.
As I take a knee and kind of am doing the medical thing for Cassie, kind of pokes his head out from underneath my hair where he had been hiding. and you just kind of hear him go, And I'm like, yeah, he's right. We do need to get that kid some medical attention. Let's load him in the back of the speeder and let's get out of here.
Cassie puts a finger up towards M and lets him lick off the sugary stuff.
Okay.
If you would do that.
Yeah, he'll totally do that.
Gnawing on a finger or something.
Cool. All right, give me one more group perception before you guys leave this area. Then
Cassie,
I have 1 yellow, 2 green. What's difficulty?
Difficulty is going to be let's say it's going to be 1, but with 1 black die. There's a
You're gonna throw us a black die.
yeah, but it's only 1 difficulty.
so you've got two advantages.
and a success. So hooray!
Okay. Your success. You've bought feed from the Jansons before, and this is the same kind of color that your feed comes in as. The actual success is going to be that the jacket that like floated down and is burnt around the edges is way too small for like that farm kid. And the whole Janson family has like, an acre and a half of shoulders.
In that case, I will grab the jacket on our way out.
You grab the jacket. You have a charred leather duster.
Well, the charred leather duster is about to get thoroughly searched. It just doesn't know it yet.
Okay. You guys can leave the scene. Bobby, you can roll me a cool or discipline to try and recover from your strain.
Okay.
Which I think you only have 1.
Is there difficulty?
Difficulty
yeah, I
simple.
only have 1. I'm unstrained. I feel pretty chill right now, considering I've just walked away from an explosion. That was a little bit awesome. It was kind of awesome, though, right, guys?
Are you kidding? It was badass. I ran out of an explosion and then got blown over a railing. That happens in hollows and stuff. Come on.
Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed our podcast, please leave us a review on iTunes. If you have a comment for the show, you can find us on Facebook or at Twitter at No Match Podcast. No Match for a Blaster is a podcast by Morality Plays. Star Wars Edge of the Empire, Age of Rebellion, and Force and Destiny are made by Fantasy Flight Games and Lucas Books. Our theme is by Kevin McLeod, sound effects by Tristan Wilgren, Vindus and Akmov, and of course I'd like to thank my players. Brandon playing Remi Drobash, Claire playing Kasi Ceryss, and Bobby playing Camiya Ceryss. Thanks for listening. Hope to see you next time in the next episode of No Match for a Blaster.